They say vertical isn't so much a fear of being up high as an irrational urge to jump, feet going over the head right the way round and landing with a smack in the rocks below. Not what they tell you to think about in the actor's manual, but what I couldn't help focusing on. I am literally a mere mortal, and I would guess Chuck is in the same boat. But I was told not to look at the boats, hold my gaze on the horizon and hold my stomach in. I'm thinking, what would Chuck do? Why is he here? Where does he come from and where is he headed? I tried to ask some of the crew, but they just kept pointing to the horizon as they zoomed about underneath, pointing cameras. To tell you the truth, I was disappointed in myself. I feel I would have had a grip on him by now. I mean, that's due to the lack of script, but apparently that's coming. I imagine he's an outdoor type, used to the rugged coastline. I imagine he spends a lot of time on cliff tops, perhaps remembering room numbers or important guest names so that he can use it when keeping eye contact and firmly shaking their hands. Maybe he goes up to the cliffs to read. Maybe he's trying to better himself, learn the ropes, climb the ladder of corporate hospitality to become a hotelier himself. Well, whatever it is, he needs to distract himself from going head over feet into the sea. Now, I know I wasn't supposed to look, but they did seem to be having a few problems down there. Never like this in Taggart. We had a transit van with a camera in it driving beside me as I sprinted up Garnet Hill. This lot could do with coming to our country, see it done properly. And that plastic bag wouldn't have saved the camera if a rogue wave came along. So I started with half a costume. Then I went down to just my trousers. The sun was setting and the breeze was getting up, and it was really cold on my newly shaved chest. I was shouted at from below in pidgin English, this way, that way, hands in hips, hands in pockets, then shirt off, fine. Chuck wouldn't mind that, it's a desolate spot. But then it was trousers undone, trousers down, trousers off, and there seemed to be a problem with my boxer shorts and we had to do it all again without them. I took umbrage at that last request and had to call for a kowtow. Once they'd dragged themselves up the cliff face, I said to them, fair enough, maybe he needs to air himself, but trousers off completely, that's not Chuck. Chuck is a professional, he wouldn't endanger his position by flashing himself on a beach. And I reminded them of that little law that we call sex offenders and how you have to be careful these days, even in times of a genuine need to relieve oneself behind a tree. It doesn't need to be intent, he's a ladder to climb. They didn't understand a bloody word. They said again, they started waving hands, and thankfully, Sharon from Kilwinning came along. I was so glad to see her, and even more relieved when I saw she was carrying a clipboard. She said, no need to worry about the exposure, it's all waist up. I said, why didn't they say that in the first place? She said they had a tight schedule, and I said, don't I know it? That setting sun's going to be a bugger for the continuity. I said, fair enough, waist up so I can keep the boxers on. She said, no, the whiteness of them was causing a spill of light onto my face. I said, well, a satisfactory answer at last, and I whipped them off before we lost the sun completely. Actually, standing there, I thought, how many actors would be praised by the dazzling whiteness of their underwear? I'll be glad when the director gets here, but I'll make sure she knows about this and how I pride myself on my professionalism, even down to my laundry. We can start doing things right. Then after the cliff, it was a sun lounger. I said paperback or hardback. They looked confused, and so I did a comparison. They said no book. They wanted me to smoke instead. I drew the line. Chuck would never be so ignorant. I started to tell them again about climbing that ladder and even resorted to a diagram, but no joy. The woman, the executive producer, tried to act it out for me, show me what to do, lying on the lounger and placing a cigarette between her lips. I said, get your drift, love, but maybe he would eat some polo mints instead. He has to be very conscious of breath when dealing with important dignitaries. She said smoke and went behind the camera. Last time I take direction from an exec producer, I'm telling you. On Taggart, I remember meeting the executive producer and I said, what's your part in this merry band? She said, purse strings. I really didn't have the patience to explain that phrase to them, so I lay down in the sun lounger, swallowed my pride and a mouthful of toxic chemicals, coughed so much I had the book. She said, cut, let's have a rethink. So, I was lying there with the books I'd brought, and I swear I wasn't acting. The cameras were off, I was just taking a breather with an Alexander McCall Smith when executive producer started shouting roll and pointing to people. She told me to keep going, and I did. I didn't have to try, to be honest. I was nearing the end of the chapter and I was on a roll. But it just shows you, with the best will in the world, you can create these scenes and set up situations, but what it comes down to is good old actor's intuition. Maybe I should try for a writer's credit. So there I was on a sun lounger reading a book. No offence. No nonsense to Chuck's character or career. They just left me to it. Well, executive producer came over a couple of times, opened my shirt a bit, placed my hand down my trousers and just asked me to keep moving it. But to be honest, I was glad. My fingers were getting a bit cold holding that book up. Thanks. The next piece is from another project I'm doing called The Govern of the Mind, which is a collection of spoken word stories and poetry that I'm making with a sound designer and musician called Alex Rees. And it's based on the sights and sounds of Govan. And hopefully it'll be coming to a radio station near you sometime. I'm just going to do all these in a winner. This is Govan Market. Oh, there's nothing here anymore anyway. I think I'll just go straight home. Or I could jump the tube into the tune. I could get some Pringles or Doritos for, what was it the night? Doctor Who, then Over the Rainbow, then Casualty. Oh fuck, I've not watched last week's yet. I should tape it the night then, and I can watch them back to back tomorrow, but what's an STV? Ant and Dec, I think. But I've got that extra tenner in my pocket. I could see what the DVD guys got, but I've not watched the last ones yet, and I could sell them back to him or swap them. I could go home and get them again and then back out. Oh no, that's just desperate. I suppose I could buy a new one. I think he had a box set for 30 quid. If I take that 15, I'll my man, and I'll budget about 25 for the week, and then that'll leave, no, that's not enough. I could budget 15 for the week and take a packed lunch. Actually, I should be taking more packed lunches anyway. The prices in the canteen are ridiculous. Should be paying me for eating that, and I could make something more healthy. Fuck it, I'll do it. I've not bought a new one for ages, and I'm getting a bit sick of the telly. Storylines and Casualty are all the same. That means next time I'll have two to swap. Or I could get one film one and one music one, or a box set, a telly programme. What was the name of that one I wanted? What was it? I remember thinking I should look for that one next. Was it an advert or something? I'm sure I'd recognise if I saw it. I could get the tube into the tune and see what the barras have got. I could get off at St Enoch, or I better get an off at Buchanan Street. Oh no, it's just off. Oh, it's just the same there, I know. Oh, but fuck, I'm taking Casualty. And I've only got one SCART lead, because then I get one with a new DVD. I could take that one at the back of the one in the living room. But I'd need to unscrew the cabinet door and then take that one upstairs and have them both plugged in. Would that work? One going in the video and one in the DVD player, and then I could tape Casualty and watch... Oh, what was the name of that one again? What was it? Oh, fuck, maybe I'll just leave it then. I can keep the tenner and just get stuff for the canteen. But then I'm getting that overtime next week, so I should just do it. Aye, fuck it, I'll just do it. But how much are SCART leads? I could see if he's got any of them, and then if they're under a tenner, I should just get... No. So I don't have any money for a DVD then, there's no point doing that. That was stupid. I was going to stop buying so many anyway. I've nowhere to put them. Oh, fuck it, doesn't matter, might as well. Oh, but if I leave for here, that means I'll have to walk a long way. I could get the 34, but that takes forever. 23 to Silverburn. How frequent are they on a Saturday? Govan bus station. Halfway, all the way, wait for one, two at once. The 23, the 17, the 121, the 89. Adult and a half, two 120s, one all day, two journeys. Oc'connor, Silverburn, Drummoyne, Springburn. 21A, the 127, the wee 29, the lucky 11. First, Clydeside, Puma, Skyline, Easterhouse, Nits Hill, Kennishead, Priest Hill. Pass back, up the stairs, go to Metro, press ones. Nae change round the state, nae smoking. Can I get off here, mate? The night bus. What a belter on the swing, bus shelter, Nat King, eat the breed, heed the bob, bottle merchant, Hampden Roar, pure Scooby, steamboat, keep the edgy bampot, Major Swally, heavy drouthy, do lally, getting mouthy, gie you honours, no ya scadge, for us snotters, nookie badge, gie it loudy, mare swally, heavy whitey, peely wally, pie eating, heavy minging, windy licking, windy hinging, brass monkeys have a poke, for a junkies, dry boke, hing me but pure tanned, come on get off, I'm like that, aye your maws need a pish, fanny boss, single fish. And this is Govan Shopping Centre. I turn round as that, he's pure looking at us, pure looking as that. I go, well, he goes, bolts up here, goes to go like that, and he's pure standing there. I turn to say, what you are about? She's just pure standing there like that, pure standing there like that, pure growling, face on it, staring like that, pure growling, I'm like that, turn like that, face like that, but he's pure getting evils, pure try to con me, pure try to fire in, as like that, turn round and went, ha ha, pure banged your maw, she's pure standing there like she's pure hang me, and there's me with Wayne and everything, I'm like that, and the Wayne's greeting because she just got her ear pierced, and then she phones me, I'm like that. I turn round, then she turns round, then he turns round, then they turn round like that. I'm like, hold on the noon, he's pure like going use first, and I'm trying to go on the bus with the pram, and then she comes to ask me for more money, and I go, hang me, what's she all about, pure gain all this? I'm like, pure turn like the bulging, they on her butt. And then she has to go back in because she left her straighteners on, and I tell her, I don't care, I just tell her. And then she asked me if I've got the way, and I was like, they on her butt. I turned round, I went like that. Thanks very much.